You know, I have one of these playlists dated for December 5th. Why? Well, December 5th was after my timeline that I had set in motion concerning my follow up to a report on the railroad industry that will have its 40th anniversary in February. I think it's important. And the time frame that those reports were written, it's the third report that I've done this kind of a follow up on. The first one I did last November, but I didn't get to publish it because I understood that there were other factors going on, and I am dealing with that the way it needs to be dealt with. Let's put it that way. The second one was presented on one of my blogs over the summer on the 40th anniversary. It was a report that was from the Office of Comptroller Currency that was analyzing the Department of Energy regarding its uranium enrichment process after it had been requested to have such an audit from Senator John Glenn, as well as another senator and other members of Congress. And I did a report back on that, or a follow up to that report. It also addressed factors that were present in an October 31st to 2019 audit of the Department of State. This report on the railroad industry, I believe, is one of the primary reports and one of the primary benchmarks concerning many things going on right now with the pension system. And that's why I'm taking my time with it. But starting on December 5th, there was another timeline that had come up that I discovered prior to that specific report and its correlations with other things that had been happening since the onset of the announcements regarding COVID 19. And it had to do with my efforts to file a petition with the Supreme Court of the United States concerning a bill that had been proposed in the Senate on December 6th of 2019, and that had been sat on for a month, or rather put through committee for a month, and then voted on by the Senate on January 6th of 2020, and then sent to the House. Now, so far as I know, that bill's not been passed. But I contend that that bill is evidence of impeachable offenses, specifically concerning members of the United States Senate. They refused to have a roll call vote. There is no way to separate any individual senator who repudiated the implications of that vote for that bill from any other senator. They allowed themselves as a class to pass a bill that I believe is connected to impeachable offenses, at least on January 6th of 2020, or rather on January 16th of 2020, 10 days after the bill passed. I submitted a motion in the federal district court for other things, and then I submitted the motion, sent it into the Supreme Court of the United States. I got the letter here, at least presumably, from the Supreme Court of the United States regarding their response. Since that time, I have compiled more than enough evidence to substantiate my allegations. But what is this I find today? The Great Chat Room Conspiracy. Apparently, it involves some people that were engaged in illegal trading, online trading regarding insider information. You mean like the kind of thing where you submit a report to an agency regarding crime, and they sit on it and allow for the information in that report to either be poached by people spying on you and your online sessions and reporting efforts, or people that steal your notes and evidence rather than give you an evidence submissions process and then use it in the course of their own investment paradigms, including investment paradigms that show up in city council agendas, in state budgets, in federal policy, up to and including acts of laundering through strategically coded legislation that doesn't get out of committee, but then somehow gets manipulated for a specific time frame while they're reprogramming line items in the appropriations bills, or they're trying to get past appropriations that don't actually have legislative backing. And they're taking that information and somehow it shows up in the investment paradigm, strategically coded almost to the day. People that provide major financing for their election campaigns. Doesn't have to do with anything. Or does it? Right here in this. John Freeman was arrested on January 6, 2000. He pleaded guilty to 12 felony counts of insider trading and 1 count of conspiracy and agreed to help the government pursue the case. Now, that would have been exactly 20 years before the Senate passed a bill that I understood allowed for the illegal and unconstitutional transfer of private property into the public realm so that then members of Congress, members of the federal government, could allow for it to be put up for auction. The implications in that specific bill were absolutely contemptible. They took their prurience too far. But maybe they felt emboldened by something that's mentioned in this last paragraph. Quote, the chat room case even had a little touch of Hollywood thrown in. One of the defendants traded in an account he named Blue Horseshoe Investments. In the movie Wall Street, Blue Horseshoe is a code name for the ruthless corporate raider Gordon Gekko, played by Michael Douglas. When Gekko says in the film, quote, Blue Horseshoe loves Anacott steel, end quote, he means that he is buying Anacott stock on the basis of inside information. An investigator for the Amex, who helped break the case, did not find this homage to pop culture at all amusing. Quote, a lot of us saw that movie. With Blue Horseshoe, it was like they were trying to rub our face in it. End quote. End quote. CCC. Charity. Granddaughter of Chalmers Lovejoy. Do you know what the fuck you just got rubbed all over your fucking face today?